Malika is an ambassador for a refresh campaign, and maybe just a quick.
Yeah, I'll take 1 minute because I have to run to my panel. So I have a site called intent.com, and we're basically a social media site focused on personal, social, and global well-being. But I was recruited 6 months ago as a blogger. I work with Good, very closely with Good, and Pepsi, if some of you have heard, launched a campaign called Refresh Everything. And what Pepsi did, I think, and the reason I got involved in it, is something quite remarkable, where instead of spending $20 million on an advertisement on the Super Bowl, they decided to take that money and give it to individuals, nonprofits, and companies to do good in their community. And so it's really a remarkable campaign where every month about $1.3 million is given in grants of $5, $10, $25, and $250,000 for people to do good in their community. And the way that you get the grant is you recruit people to vote for you. So it's using social media to kind of an entirely new level in terms of customer engagement. And I think it's a mind-blowing campaign. I know many people are watching it. And I get the honor of actually talking to all the winners. And I think what I've seen is, how this money really is touching communities at a whole new level. So a woman who has a Detroit diaper bank and is giving diapers to low-income families, to a guy in Chicago area who basically is creating health programs for children. So I think as a company, Pepsi really kind of thought completely out of the box and did something which I think is quite remarkable.
Thanks, Malika. So it's incredible. You have to check that out on intent.com. So that was values of the new social currency. Last rule, one more, is that there are no more rules. I don't know if we're driving anymore. Who's driving? So the final rule being there are no rules. So that's one thing that we need to think about as marketers, as brands, as companies, that the rules have been completely blurred and that we're moving to a place where we can rethink everything, we can reorganize our companies, we can do customer service through Facebook, and not to be afraid of that. So I want to use the last 5 minutes that we have. We're going to go a little over, but we started 5 minutes late, and have any questions for our panelists, because I think that they did a great job talking a little bit, but with such great companies. Yeah, round of applause. We certainly could share so much more about what they're doing. So any additional questions for them that you may have? And I'll go ahead and hand over the mic. Anyone? Sure. Great, thank you. Anyone else, any questions? Yep.
Just one question I found really inspiring. I think you said 20 to 30% natural pet food sales went up last year. I mean, in a down economy and the whole, again, blogging about green issues, I hear that green is dead all the time. And that's an amazing statistic. So.
It's alive and healthy, doing very well.
Sure.
One thing that I'm hearing inside of what each of you discussed here is that taking a holistic approach to your marketing really helps you to get your message out there. And so for the smaller companies in the world, can you share a little bit about how you got to that holistic approach and maybe how you would, from where you're sitting, how you would see smaller companies implementing, prioritizing inside of that?
One thing I think on the social media front, there's a slide, and hopefully we can share the slides with them later. Social media allows a lot to create personality. The one thing you'll hear from all of us is that the larger the company, the more difficult it is for the company to actually engage in social media. It is really difficult because you companies that's scared, people's going to hurt them. Just telling people don't be scared is to engage that. And create a journey for your customers who you are targeting. Most of them just want your product, but create a journey for them that can get them to see who you are. Starbucks sells coffee. That's the first thing that they sell. Like Timberland, love just what he said, I'm a boot maker. People come to me to buy boots, not to buy environmentally friendly boots. So start off with your coffee, with your product, and then move those people along the line to show them what you're good at and what you're bad at, and show them how that product can help them. You know, integrated online is the cheapest way to do it. Your Twitters, your personalities for a small business to create that kind of personality, that's much easier, because that creates your activists and your people that'll go out there, your advocates. They'll, you know, from my side anyway, and I think it's key.
I'd just add from a small business perspective, because of the 25 million sellers that are on eBay, almost all of them would qualify as a small business. One of the things that we're seeing as a real trend is using your distribution mechanisms as your marketing levers. So again, to the point of people have very small marketing budgets. Getting social is a really inexpensive way to do there. The other is, however you're getting your product to your customer, if you're not direct to consumer, which is hard for a small business to do what Elizabeth's vendors did and partner with your distribution partner on marketing efforts and get really creative around experiential marketing.
The last thing, I would say, regardless of if you're big or small, what helped us is you have to stay focused. So of all the customer targets we could go after, which one is it going to be? We decided let's first go after the group that's already embraced this lifestyle. You know, next phase might be convincing people to take on that lifestyle. But so who are we going after? What's the message? I mean, it's kind of marketing 101, but even big companies, you get away from that. And then all the things we did, they all had to ladder up against the exact same message and core customer. So the event, the social, everything had to keep building on the same thing. And especially when you're small, if you try and do too much, you will dilute your message and you'll have no efficiency. So if you can have all those things, even if they're 10 little things, but they all are building on the same thing, you're going to get such a bigger bang for your buck. And so that's what I would tell you, is to really strategize and hold yourselves accountable that everything totally ties in, or we had many ideas that are like, cool idea, it's off the list. It didn't make sense for that particular campaign in that moment, but it was something that was really neat that maybe we'll do at another time.
Just to add to that, two things. You know, the shiny object syndrome, don't fall for that, because everyone goes, oh, that's beautiful, that's gorgeous. Get a strategy in place and stick to that. And the other thing learning from eBay is join communities. A lot of the reason why a lot of people joined the green team from the customer side is because it's a community. They still share the same basic eBay, but hey, we also have this other interest. So there are so many social media communities to join that can share those experiences, and our clients.
Yeah. So last thing I would say is we will make the presentation available to everybody, because there's some more Starbucks slides on there that you didn't have a chance to see, which are great. And Hank's probably one of the smartest social marketers that I've connected with, and I think if you have questions, just in terms of being in truth, et cetera, you know, being available afterwards to answer some of those questions as well would be great. So thank you, everybody, very much. Thank you.